Jeff Bezos is one of the richest people in the world, but his business advice, well, some of it is kind of weird, and yet it still works. And today, I'm breaking down 5 of his strangest but most powerful business principles that can transform the way that you think about success. Some of these will challenge your assumptions, and others might make you rethink how you approach business entirely. So stick around to the end because the last one is probably the most controversial and maybe even the most important for your own success. As an Amazon and e-commerce seller since 2015 with multiple 6 and 7-figure online businesses, and as someone that's trained thousands of other sellers at this point to sell on Amazon, I thought it would be good to look at some of the best business advice from a man that started Amazon, Jeff Bezos, even if it's a little weird. So let's get started with number 1. If you're not stubborn, you'll give up on experiments too soon. And if you're not flexible, you'll pound your head against a wall and you won't see a different solution to a problem you're trying to solve. Now, Bezos is saying that success is a paradox. You have to be persistent, but you also have to be open to change. And if you're too stubborn, you'll keep doing something that's not working. If you're too flexible, you'll quit before giving it a real shot. Let's take Amazon Prime, for example. It started as a risky experiment, offering free 2-day shipping for a yearly fee to everyone in the country that paid for it. People thought that Bezos was crazy. If he had even given up too early, Prime wouldn't exist today. But if he had been too rigid and refused to tweak the model, it could have failed entirely. And instead, he's adjusted it over the years, added in more services to encourage people to purchase Prime, and ultimately it's grown each and every year in its subscriber base. Now, this actually applies directly to selling on Amazon as an e-commerce seller. Let's say you find a replenishable product that starts selling well. You need to be stubborn enough to test different variations, different suppliers, and different price points. But if your product starts tanking in price because of competition, or you get hit with any restrictions on your account, you have to be flexible enough to pivot, to find new suppliers, or even adjust your strategy. Now let's get into the weird Bezos saying number 2. The common question that gets asked in business is why? That's a good question, but an equally valid question is why not? Now, most people are trained to think cautiously, so why should I do this is a question that many people go through in their heads before they start something new. But Bezos flips the script here where he asks, why not? So let's take a look at Amazon Web Services. AWS is now a $1 trillion business, and at the time, people thought, why would an online bookstore sell cloud computing services? Instead, Bezos asked the opposite. Why not? That question led to Amazon dominating the cloud industry. Now, this mindset can change how you source products in your own e-commerce business. Instead of thinking, why should I test a new supplier or niche when everything else is working just fine? Instead, ask yourself, why not? What's the downside of testing 5 new wholesale accounts this month? What's the downside of exploring a new category? This shift in thinking leads to massive breakthroughs in business. Now, Weird Bezos saying number 3. If we can keep our competitors focused on us while we stay focused on the customer, ultimately we'll turn out all right. Now, most businesses are obsessed with the competition, watching their every move, reacting, trying to copy them. But Bezos doesn't care what others are doing. He obsesses over what customers need and the internal needs of his own business. Amazon's competitors are constantly trying to mimic the behemoth's business model, but while they're the ones playing catch up, Bezos is already thinking 5 years ahead, creating things like cashierless stores and drone deliveries. Whether you agree with that or not, it's still something that he is doing to move forward when other competitors are staying stuck in the past. If you're an Amazon arbitrage or wholesale seller, or even just any e-commerce seller, you might be watching other sellers and other competitors too much. Instead of constantly worrying about competitors tanking prices or copying your listings, focus on your customers. Can you begin sourcing in new ways? Can you find more wholesale suppliers? Can you bundle products to make them more appealing? Can you optimize your listings for better conversions? The sellers who win aren't the ones who panic about competition. They're the ones who stay focused on what they can do and not focused on the competitors they can't control. Weird Bezos saying number 4. If you double the number of experiments you do per year, you're going to double your inventiveness. Now, success is a numbers game. The more you test, the more chances you have to hit something big. Bezos understands that, which is why Amazon constantly launches new ideas, even if some fail. And in fact, a lot of them have failed over the years. Amazon Echo, Kindle, AWS, none of these were guaranteed hits, but Bezos and his team kept running experiments, and some of them changed industries completely. The same applies to Amazon sellers. If you're only sourcing 10 new ASINs per month, your chances of finding winners are low. But if you test 50 or 100, you'll find profitable products much faster. The sellers who succeed long-term are the ones constantly testing, adapting, and refining their sourcing and business strategies. Now let's get into the 5th Weird Bezos saying, which might just be the most controversial at this point, which is, be proud of your choices, not your gifts. Bezos isn't impressed by talent. He's impressed by choices from the people that he works with. Natural ability doesn't mean much. Your daily decisions are what create success. Even from an athlete's perspective, you see all the time the best athletes in the world may be born with a great talent, but they also put in the extraordinary work to be able to be the best of the best. Now, Bezos wasn't born with a blueprint for Amazon. He didn't wake up on day one and know how exactly he was going to grow up and build Amazon into this massive industry. Instead, he chose to leave a high-paying Wall Street job. He chose to take risks. His success didn't come from being gifted. It came from making bold decisions consistently. It doesn't matter if you don't have a business background or any tech skills. Success in selling on Amazon or in any business comes down to your choices. Do you choose to show up each and every day? Do you choose to source consistently? Do you choose to analyze Keepa charts? Do you choose to reinvest profits wisely? The sellers who grow to $50,000 plus per month aren't necessarily the smartest in the room. They just make better decisions day after day. All right, let's quickly go over the 5 Bezos principles we covered today. First, be stubborn but flexible. Stick to your goals, but adjust when needed. Second, ask why not. Challenge the norm and think differently. 3, focus on customers, not competitors. Your edge comes from delivering value to your customers. 4, experiment more often. Test more products, try more strategies. 5, your choices define you, not your talent. Success comes from daily decisions. Which of these sayings resonated with you the most? Drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on which one you like the most, or if there's a different Bezos saying that I didn't even cover. And if you're someone looking to grow and scale your Amazon or e-commerce business, and you're already doing over $5,000 per month, then I recommend applying to join my community at askjimmysmith.com/legends. You can see that link down below and in the description. Also, if you're looking to start your business and make that decision to get started, and I have a ton of free resources that you can check out in the description below to get started without having to pay for any community, any courses, or anything else. Now, if you got value from this video, make sure to subscribe for more content on winning in business and e-commerce. I've got a lot more coming your way, so stay tuned. I hope this video helped you and blessed you, and you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.